right, guys. Physical appearance. Does it matter? How much of it does it play when it comes down to meeting women, being with a woman? Physical looks, that should be a given. It's very important. It's not like just, the be all when it comes down to, you're out there just, trying to meet women, but it is important. Now, everybody can't look like, like Chris Brown or, Michael Jackson, in his prime, or you get what I'm looking at, man. You understand where I'm going. So with that being said, you gotta work with what you got. I'm gonna put this out here, whether you want to hear it or not. Physical, you gotta get yourself in shape, man. These pot bellies, what they call the dad buys and all stuff like that, it ain't it. Now, granted, you got women who like that, who like big guys, but there's not so many of them. Some of you guys are not, 7 foot tall or anything like that. Some of you guys are under the threshold. I get it. But with that being said, that's why it's so important to get with a woman who likes you and not a woman that you like. So physical health has a lot to do with it. Now, I'm gonna say this, man. The weight thing, I've been battling with that, but it's not. I've never been obese, right? So, but with that being said, my weight's been good, man. I've been dealing with that now. So now, I'm starting to lose weight again. This is mostly my midsection and stuff like that. So I'm still working on myself. Like I said, give myself three solid years, and I'll be where I want to be. My physical goal will be reached. Now, I don't know how many times I've been somewhere out in public. A woman, she was with a big guy, couldn't stop looking at me. So she's over there telling you this thing too, man. You gonna use your eyes, right? I mean, I see beautiful women all the time. I'm not talking about this bull crap with all the makeup and the wigs. We ain't talking about all that. I'm talking about naturally beautiful women. See them all the time, but look. That's a thin line between, I'm out with a lady. I'm not gonna be staring at a woman and nothing like that. I'm not even gonna look their way. Because women see that, and they don't like that whether you care about it or not, man. There's time and place for that or whatever. I don't know how many times women been staring at me. This was when I was just really going to the gym hard. Granted, my height, my look, I understand that, light skin, this and all this. I get that. But with me, pursuing the gym on the regular, that helped a lot. Women will damn near break their neck, to look at you. They want you to see them looking at you. So that's just what it is. Like, they're attracted to what they're attracted to. So with that being said, because you're a big guy, she tells you she like big guys. She rubbing on your belly and this and that. She keep feeding you. That ain't really what she want. Normally, when I see women with big guys, it's different, right? You can be built and be a big guy, but I'm talking about the sloppy ones, the big backs. I'm talking about them kind of guys. She just with you because you got low self-esteem. You insecure, as the guys I know who's like actual fitness, like they're actually doing these shows and stuff like that. They tell me this all the time. Personal trainer tell me this all the time. She just using that guy for a safety net, but she know that you're not gonna step out on her. She know that you're not gonna be a prop. She ain't got to worry about some chick going after you, stealing you away from her. She ain't got to worry about all that. So she in her comfort zone when it come down to dealing with an insecure guy. Cause most guys who's just sloppy, they just low self-esteem and all stuff like that. It's easy to manipulate them. They don't have any self-worth. So that's what it is. So if you're that guy, you need to get your butt in the gym, man. Because with that being said, women like competition. So they don't like a guy, and it's crazy, but I'm just telling you, this is what it is. Women don't like guys who don't have other women trying to pursue them. They don't like that. Whether they tell you that or not, they don't like that. They like the adventure. They like, most women like chaos. They like the bullshit they be dealing with, that they inflict on themselves all the time. They like a guy who other women want. So with that being said, you can be that guy that other women want, because what will happen is when that woman finds out there's other women trying to pursue you, she gonna act right. She gonna be on her A game, and that's what you want a woman. You always want the woman on her A game because she gonna be acting right. That's what you want her as. You ain't gotta worry about her doing all this dumb stuff, this and that, because she knows if she mess up, she can easily be replaced. Ask me how I know. So guys, I'm not saying you're gonna use that as a weapon, But that's a great tool to have. Women, I don't care what they tell you, man. They can make all the videos talking about how they want a guy that no other woman, they don't do, they lying, man. It's so important for you not to be the last option. Because if you're not the last option, stuff starts to work for you. And not only that you look good, you feel good, trust me, I've been there, I'm going back to it. It's good for your self-esteem, man. You don't want to be walking around as anyone, especially as a man, with low self-esteem. So you go to the gym, you start eating right. Not saying you're gonna be eating grass and fucking grapefruit juice every day, but you know what you gotta do to get in shape. You need to go ahead and pursue it. Now, some of you need some motivation, get your trainer, you know what I mean, for so many months, and then you start picking up the good habits, and you can go ahead and just let the trainer go. You can go ahead and do it on your own. But you can't be lazy, man. You cannot be lazy. Women they will lie to you, bro. They will lie to you, make you feel like you in a safe place. The whole time they got a list of guys online that they over here thirsting over. They got, rock hard, 8-packs and stuff like that, man. So not saying you gotta have an 8-pack, but you gotta get in shape, man. You wanna get in shape to the point to where every time you go somewhere, you got women looking at you. That's when you know you're on the right path. That's when you know you're on the right path. So regardless of how that may look, you know you're doing something good to when every time you go somewhere, you got women staring at you. So that's where you need to be. And on top of that, when you in that position, the woman that's around you, she gonna be on her A game because she knows she got competition, which all the women want because they want chaos. They want drama. So you gotta play that role. That's what it is, man. Confidence. You gotta know when to say no. You gotta stand on your 2 feet. Don't let people manipulate you, not just women, but just people in general. You gotta build your character. You gotta have a solid character. Not saying you gotta be a difficult person to work with, but you be easily approachable. But at the same time, let people know that you're not a fool. You're not gonna get one over on you. So it's so important to do that. So you gotta be, in that top percentile. I'm not gonna say 1%, all that crap like that, but you gotta be in a position where you're in good health, man, and your confidence will follow. There's nothing that a woman gets turned on more than seeing a man that looks good and has confidence with those looks. So important. Your conversation gotta be great too, man. You can't be out here walking around, don't know what to talk about, talking about shit that don't matter. It gotta be something that has substance to it. You gotta know how to talk to people in general. Women, it's not hard to talk to them, especially when they like you. And it's not always about you approaching women to try to, get with them. This is holding the conversation. I've been to plenty of clubs and had women at the bars just walked up on them, this game small, just talk to them. A lot of times they're scared or whatever like that. It's not always about trying to get with every female. It's just about holding that conversation, use them to practice your conversation. That's the best thing. What they say, conversation rules a nation. So it's plenty of guys that look good who don't even know how to hold a conversation. They just dumb. They don't know how to hold a conversation. You know what I mean? And I talked to plenty of women before, and they tell me that all the time, like, the guy looked good, this and that, and he just couldn't hold the conversation. They lost interest. You know what I mean? So if you don't know how to talk to them, you're not going to get them. And those are the same guys that be at the clubs that have, at the time, we thought they was there, but they were renting cars. They had all the flashy clothes and little money, and they always left the club by themselves. Or they went with the club with their buddy, and they left the club with their buddy. You know what I mean? Because they didn't have it looks good. They all hyped up. As soon as they hit the parking lot, but as soon as they walk through that threshold, they get quiet. They over there, they find the first corner they can find, they hold the wall up. They don't never go to the bar, they don't talk, those guys. And that's a terrible thing to have. I never was like that. I just, now I'm more of an introvert now, but if you're going somewhere to be social, you gotta be social. You know what I mean? So I never really worried about that too much. That's what we pregame. That's what we did. We pregame and got us comfortable, got us loose. And then when we went to those establishments, it wasn't nothing to go talk to women. I never went there to talk to women. I talked to whoever woman that was there. I was just having a conversation and something were to spring up in the moment. Then we go from there. But I never went in there, I'm gonna get all these females, and I'm like, nah, I went in there to have a good time in general. That was always the main focus, to go in there just to have a good time, whether I got a number or not. And women see that when you walk around, you're comfortable, you're confident in yourself. They see that. You probably not seeing that because you're not a visual person. But women see that. They see you walking around talking to everybody and having a good time, laughing. They see that, and they want that kind of interaction. They want that kind of guy in their circle. This is what it is. So if you can't have a conversation, if you don't know how to talk, they gonna lose interest, man. No matter how good you look or how big your house or your apartment is or how fancy your car is, at the end of the day, they don't care about that. Especially a female who got her own stuff. I found that out real quick. I'm seeing the guys in the parking lot. You know, the same guys who got hyped in the parking lot, but when they went inside the clubs or the bars, they was holding up the wall, and then as soon as they went back outside, they hollering and hooting at the women and thinking that, oh, I'm gonna show her this car I got and she gonna automatically give me her number. Like, nah, the females already made their decisions inside the establishments. And those are saying you can't use materials to get a lot of these women, man, because a lot of them, they already have a job, they already have a car, they already have their own place. And even if they don't, that don't mean that you still be able to get them. You know what I mean? This is something you're supposed to have already as an adult. You're supposed to have your own transportation, or your own place, yada, yada, yada. And, you know, to be honest with you, not everybody gonna have those things, but that's not gonna make them, you having it and them not having it, it's not gonna make them, oh, I'm gonna get with him because he has it. Now, you have some that'll do that, but for the most part, a lot of women ain't gonna do that. They like, oh, okay, like, and it's just a car. That's what they gonna do. Your self-esteem is already low. That pretty much destroys you. You're gonna be mad at her, and then one thing you don't ever want to do is get out of character. When you talk to these females, especially now, a lot of them are they just messed up now. Back then, a lot of them had class and stuff like that. You had some wild ones, but it's more wild ones now that's out there. So they don't even know how to communicate, let alone know how to. They're not mature and they older, so it's sad to see that. So, but anyway, you don't want to get out of character. If she turn you down or whatever, don't be like, oh, F you this. Cause I seen one guy, he was going through it. You just look at somebody and you could tell their life is just in ruins. Like, they go through the daily struggle. You gonna see he was just carrying it on him like a backpack. It's like, this dude right here, I stayed away from him. So he going around trying to, talk to a woman, and she turned him down. The first thing he said, oh, F you, there's so many cuss words going through there. The dude was sweating and stuff. I'm like, dude going through it. Like, he just, yeah, you don't want to be like that, man. Because females will see that just one, and you gonna get turned down. This is reality. Unlike guys, we built up a catalyst for it, but women, they just so fragile, they can't handle it. That's why a lot of them don't approach, because they get turned down by that one guy. Oh, they on suicide watch, this and that. It's just sad to see it, but this is how they built. But, you'll get turned down. You get turned down. Other females seeing you, man. Whether it's her friends, the group of women that she with, or just women that's just in the place that, well, just because you don't see somebody watch. Somebody always watch you when you go in these places. So you get turned down by this one chick. So it's a chick across the room that's watching you. So she looking at it like, okay, well, I'm gonna see what he gonna do or whatever. They always thinking like that. So you get turned down. She want to see how your character is. You get turned down. You like, okay, he cool with it. Okay, all right. He ain't wild out, nothing like that. Cause she turned him down. So if he come over here, I'm gonna either get his attention, or I'm just gonna go to him. You never know, but you don't see that because you over here acting crazy, cussing, everybody seeing you making a fool of yourself. Now you turned out all the females turned off now. And you didn't even know it, but all the females, so your whole night, you might well just leave at that point. Just leave. So never lose your cool, because you're gonna get turned down at some point, and you have some ghetto, I'm gonna say Section 8 a lot, because it's just what it is. You can have some Section 8 chicks in there, and they don't know how to communicate. They're gonna be cussing at you, this and that. They're gonna try to belittle you because this is how they are. They're in a destructive lifestyle. This is their environment. So they don't know how to communicate properly. So don't even take that offense, because you're dealing with a low tier woman. So don't even worry about this. Just go ahead and just walk away. Don't sit there and argue back with it. Don't even sit there and listen to it. She started talking out loud and all this stuff like that, and just walk away. Like, other people see that, like, whatever. He's like, like, again, females see that. They watching you. Like, okay, he over there dealing with one of them little hood hoes or whatever like that. So, if he come out well or whatever, I might give him a time of day. This is what it is. So you gotta, don't go in there like thinking like everybody watching you. Just be aware that somebody watching you. So you gotta know how to conduct yourself in those environments. You gotta think about it. You're in some place that's loud. A whole lot of drinking, smoking, drugs is being used. So not everybody gonna be on the same page. It's sad to say, But not everybody that goes to a social event does not want to be social. You literally have females that go in there, they the bottom of the barrel, they dress themselves up as best as they can, and they solely go there just to belittle men and turn down every guy that approach them, because they know they're not getting that in the real world. They the opposite. They're the ones that's getting beat down and used and abused. So they go to these clubs and these bars to get their revenge. They're like, okay, well, since all these guys that want to just be using me up, I'm gonna go over here and make it seem like I'm a 10, and I'm gonna turn all the guys down. That's their way of getting revenge because of the way they live, because of their lifestyle. You know what I mean? They live a reckless lifestyle. They got multiple baby daddies. None of them, none of them care about them. They don't take care of the kids, nothing like that. So they built up all this frustration and anger. So when they go somewhere social, they throw that on a random guy. They do that. So when you go somewhere, you try to approach a lady and she start barking at you, this and that. You like, I just said hi. Those are the ones. Those are the bottom barrel women who guys be running through, using them for their little food stamp money, and then when tax season come around, they get some money from them and drive their car while they at work. They rake their car. They don't help out on bills. And those are those women. You can tell when you go there, they're just automatically angry, and then they're angry the entire night, and you didn't even do anything to them. So when you go run across them, there's plenty of them out there. They look nice, but when you start talking to them, you realize they have a 3rd grade education. They can't form a complete sentence. Those are those Section 8s. Those are those chicks right there. So be wary of them. Not saying all of them are terrible, but you have a lot of them are like that. I'm gonna say that. So you got some Section 8 chicks that's cool, this and that, whatever like that. But when you run across a chick and she just attacks you for no reason, those are them right there. So don't take it personal. Just leave it alone and then move forward or whatever. That's all it is to it. So, but yeah. So being in shape, man. Get your ass in the gym. Membership is $10. And then you go from there. Like I say, you put in a good 2 years of work, you're gonna be all right. You're gonna be in a better position when you're in now. That's for sure. You just, that's all it is. It's so important to do that, man. I know a lot of guys, they lazy, they don't want to do anything. You know what I mean? You go in there for a good hour and a half, 2 hours, and then as you start to gain that physique, you're not in the gym as much anymore. You just gotta get to that point to where you reach the level. And then after that, you just maintain it. You got to build it up. And then when you get to that level, that peak, you just maintain it from there on out. That's all it is. Listen, every female, I don't know any female that wants a guy that's 350 pounds of muscle. Like, you see these guys, Mr. Olympia, that's not realistic. That's not a day-to-day physique. Now, you have the physique, that's not realistic either, but that's more attainable than you going to the Olympia guys, the top tier bodybuilders that be 400 pounds. You want to get a guy really, what's the classic? That's more attainable. You have a lot of women that go towards for the classic physique. The guys who wear those big old shorts that's below their knees, and that's more attainable. A lot of women, they into that. Now, granted, it's based off your structure, right? Your body structure. You don't want to be 7 foot tall and you weigh 110 pounds. That's unhealthy. That's dangerous. But you also don't want to be a guy who's 5'5" and you weigh 240. Nah, you know what I mean? Like, you don't do that to yourself. Don't do that to yourself. So where you need to be, or it's plenty of examples online to where, okay, that's a realistic body for myself, because everybody's body is not the same, and you can't weigh the same because of you tall or you short or whatever like that. You find the ideal body size for yourself and then you achieve. Now, granted, if you 6 foot tall and you 400 pounds, nah, man, that ain't it. You need to lose 200 pounds automatically. That's not it. You know what I mean? Like, so you gotta get yourself in order, man. Some people gonna have a longer process than others, but that's just what it is, man. But nothing's gonna change. If you want your life to be better, you gotta make changes. You gotta do better, be better. If you knew better, you do better. So you have to do that in order for your life to change for the better. So over here, you're sitting here not letting anything happen, nothing's ever gonna change. Now, granted, you have some guys out there who overweight, but I'm pretty sure they got a lot of money. They got women around, they just overweight or whatever like that. They got a lot of money. You already know what that is. They just use them for their money. So guys, get in shape, man. Start eating better. Put in a good 2-3 years, and you're going to be where you want to be physically, and then everything else is going to start to You're gonna start to accumulate that today, because as you start to see yourself change, your body start to change for the better. You start seeing the muscles come in. You start seeing that belly drop. Your confidence is gonna build automatically. All right, guys. Next time.